This video is the continuation of the former video. Back to the carbon agroforests. Forest vegetation, forest soils, and oceans that are fertilized by the forests will enrich, absorb, and produce ever more, and this all year long, and not limited to certain mostly short harvest periods, as is the case in agriculture. When we say they enrich, we mean also with carbon, that is kind of an attractor of other elements. The carbon agroforest and tropical forest production is varied and simultaneously occurring in several layers, extending in total over 60 meters height. In the case of carbon agroforests, the biomass, that is kind of the fabric or machine, effectively produces 100 times more, and the production is composed of or can be transformed in food, wood, energy, fuels, basic materials, high-end materials and goods, etc. Carbon agroforests produce what the producers need to produce as well as all that all other humans need, contrary to modern agriculture where most things need to be bought or brought in from mines, drilling etc., and often have to come from abroad. Humans would evolve from unsustainability and collapsing to sustainability, natural regeneration, and enriching. Why did humans start to destroy the forests in the first place? First, a correct answer, however it is not yet the intended more important answer, which will come next. To destroy and degrade, humans do not need knowledge, nor logistics, but on the contrary, to do things sustainably and the naturally enriching way, humans need relevant knowledge and relevant logistics, and eventually more labor and/or drones, this at least initially. Where we are right now in the process that can, or inevitably leads towards collapse, farmers and others needs to buy, mine and drill abroad, and ironically farmers as well as other key figures also need to dispose of or to feature a very complex economy, with a need for much specialized knowledge, that because of human limitations consequently becomes extremely and dangerously fragmented. In other words, our not sustainable world needs much more specialized knowledge than what humans would otherwise need in a sustainable and naturally enriching world. A sustainable and naturally enriching world based on carbon agroforest can and will deliver superior products and services, and this in all senses. It will filter and transform all eventual leftover toxins from any former unsustainable activities. You could think about a carbon filter that filters out toxins out of fluids etc. Microbiological processes as they occur in carbon soils could and would participate in 100% organic and toxic-free living mass and/or creatures. We modern humans seem to be proud that we feature complex economies, and that is probably why we call them developed economies. The part of the world that features complex economies did economically well for a number of good reasons, however dominance is probably amongst them. Obviously, such complex economies are vulnerable and carry a lot of risk, especially when they come under stress. When humans lose knowledge or lose control over certain logistics, all aspects can enter in collapse, or accidents or calamities can happen, and parts of the whole or all can go extinct. There is clear evidence we humans lost important knowledge in the past, and this on several locations and occasions. Everything has become so complex and superficial at the same time, that most humans do not even notice that because of challenges almost everything has become insecure or could be already in collapse, and that we humans are in some kind of extinction or at least threatened with extinction. This video is part of a series and to be continued.